Yeah. We're doing this now. Hi. We're doing this now. I'm just pulling out the samples which I'm going to be doing impressions on. I did. Oh, who knows? I'll just do it again. Who knows? Lane, how are you doing, my man? I'm doing well. I am having a relaxing time, just going through the summer break, finding which samples I have and have not done. Yeah. We're just chilling. We're chilling. I did an impression of Balenciaga Purom on one of Yugen's streams. It was a very interesting perfume for those who were not there. I was very impressed by Balenciaga Purom. Very good. Can't say the same about Kuros. Yeah, so it's gonna take a while until I find 4. Yeah, I'm actually doing really well right now. Thank you for caring, Lane. That's very, very, very cool. Well, not cool, but very kind of you. So, did this, I did this. Yeah, sorry for the scraggly hair. I'm just too lazy to take care of my hair in this god-awful heat. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time till we get everything in order. Cause I've done impressions on a lot of these, and I mean a lot of these already. Just impressive progress considering the massive hiatus I took. Who knows how long ago? So this one. Thank you, Dushan. Hello, Dushan. You are very welcome on the stream. Oh yeah, I didn't do this one. This one can go here. And did this one as well, if I recall correctly. This one I definitely did. Did both of these. Oops. Did both of these. Okay, now we're talking. Let's go. Okay. let me put back a number, all the decants which I've done impressions on back in the decant bag of doom. So, for you lovely gentlemen who have chosen to watch my... It's going to be a short stream, because I don't want to encroach on Mitch's time. So, our roster for today is going to be First by Van Cleef and Arpel. Arpel? I don't know, they're probably German, sound German. Or Dutch, more like, I don't know. Then, something that scares me a little, Bondy, Eau du Parfum, by Robert Piguet. After that, we have Halston, 112. Interesting. But, the one I'm looking forward to the most, really interested to see what the talk about this perfume has been, is it's going to be Arpège by Lanvin. Yeah, we're gonna save this for last because this is gonna be a good reaction for about Arpège. So I'm going to start now with First. That's a little weird. It's a little strange. Let's give it some air. See what the hell I'm smelling, because it's giving me strange vibes. This is strongly aldehydic. Very. Yeah, this feels very wet wipey. It also there's this feeling in this perfume like it's just expanding outwards, like it's constantly in an outward motion. It's a very confusing fragrance. It smells to me of twilight. No sun out. This very, very kind of blue-gray sky. Feels both cold and warm. Misty. Yeah, you could say it's misty. It's not as misty as something like Antelope by Veil, or what else did I find misty? I don't know, but yeah. It floats, but it's not airy, if that makes sense. This smells asocial. This smells goth, but not like kind of overstated goth. Not like wants people to notice them, like they're a true goth. You know, they embrace the forest or some bullshit like that. They they just seem very quiet, very very lost in their own thoughts, but not aloof per se. Brooding is a good word to describe this. Though it definitely feels not antiquated per se, but definitely old in structure. It's definitely grandmotherly in its texture, but it still evokes those images to me. Yeah. Maybe there's maybe it's I don't know. It almost kind of smells wet as well. I know it's very humid. Like if you were in this perfume, the grass would be wet, kind of dewy, even though to me it feels more like an evening twilight rather than an early morning twilight. Yeah. Very much a sucker for these cold, I want to say Chypre style, perfumes. This feels wetter. This feels more solid than what I would prefer in a Chypre. But it has the core, the mist that I adore in Chypres. Yeah, first being first was good. It was good. Duchamp says, so the autumn is the time of the year for that fact. Personally, I'd wear it any time except maybe in the blazing heat of summer, you know? If it evokes autumn to you, go for it. But to me, if I want to smell, mysterious, if I want to smell brooding, but still very much evoke the the stylings of the 20th century, the early latter half and also just the entire former half of the 20th century, then first, I'd go with first. Not first, but I would go with first. It it makes sense if you think about the sentence a little bit. And now to more daunting uh, prospects. Bondy from Robert Piguet. Germain? No, it's not Germain, because Germain is it's more like Germain. I don't know. Silly. Um, Reformulated by Aurélien Guichard, the guy who made the Matière Première. Know nothing about his brand. Know nothing about Robert Piguet either, funnily enough. Except that I didn't hate Facab, but I don't really like it either. So, Bondy. Heard a lot of daunting things about Bondy, that it's a very butch, very harsh leather, but no time like the present to find out, am I right? I can. Ooh. Let's let it air out a bit, huh? What say you? This oh god. This is so dry, suffocating, burning. So, yeah. Very, very leathery. I don't like this. I don't. I mean, if I were to compare this to Fahrenheit, I'd say I prefer this. But still, this just so. It's so evocative of leather. I just don't. I mean, there's a bit of a floral greenness here, but yeah, it's mostly the leather accord, which just. I mean, it definitely evokes the old world style of leather, but more of military leather rather than a feminine, supple leather, which I would very much prefer to this. I've seen Luca Turin call this a butch, or is it Tanya Sanchez? Either of them I've seen call Bonesy a butch leather and call Cuir de Russie plush leather. I can see why they call this butch. It is very present. It is. There's a bit of violet oiliness, or there's a bit of violet wateriness here. But overall, sorry, Germain Cellier fans, but yeah, Germain, sorry, but I'm gonna have to say I dislike this one. You know, it. I do like the old world aspect of this. It does feel of its time. I just don't like leather. I just don't like too much leather, and this is a case of too much leather for me. I'm a very sensitive, not soft spoken. You guys know I'm not soft spoken, but I'm very. You could say effeminate. You could say, reactive, shy, perhaps. Introverted. And this just. It doesn't connect with me on an emotional level. I can't draw you a picture other than, like, maybe it's an. Maybe then, I don't know, you're like 1916 and you're in the trenches of Verdun or something. If that evokes a great sense of something in you. But, yeah, no. I'm gonna have to say pass on Bondy Eau de Parfum by Robert Piguet. That's just how life is. Halston 1, 12. Yes, I do connect with Samsara emotionally in that it evokes this shy, gentle, very, feminine qualities which I very much, I don't embody those qualities. I at least hope to convey some of those qualities, some of them to like radiate outwards, but that's just that. So Halston 112. Definitely gonna be another release which I am dreading because again I don't really like masculines, especially the old world masculines. Equipage blew me away by how gentle it was, but yeah, Halston 112. Oh yeah, Chanel number 5. Eau de Toilette. I have not smelled Chanel number 5 yet. If you believe that, it just for some reason I have not smelled it at all, which is a crying shame. It is. I should remedy that at some point. So, 112. Hmm. A little citrusy, definitely a fougère. Not exactly barber shoppy. It is very, very soapy. I'd say it's a it's a more subdued, less hourly green version of something like Bowling Green, by Jeffrey Bean. Yeah. It's definitely a masculine cleanliness. Uh, you know, more old masculine. Definitely not something you'd find a guy today wearing. At least not at least you won't find a guy, the average, let's say 20 something, maybe early 30 something, to wear. Feels very bubbly, very sudsy. Not in a Prada L'Homme sort of way, because that's just veering towards unisex. This still has this slightly sweat associated character with these, soapy clean fragrances. There's a bit of this kind of stinky dissonance, which kind of makes you think it smells a bit like an armpit, or a bit like sweat. It just kind of makes me think of a man who just worked out and showered after that. In terms of the large amount of men's fragrances which I've smelled, it's not the worst. By far, it's not the worst. It's a little better than average, I'd say. Um, I'd say it's better than Dracar Noir, definitely. It has more going for it. It's not as mind blowingly good as apparently Bowling Green was to me. It's a little under that. I'd say it's above Gray Flannel, and it's below Bowling Green in terms of my liking of it. Yeah. God. The last fragrance. I think we should. I think someone would very much like to be here. Dushan, if you could do me a favor, do you have Jura Rose's Instagram? Do you follow him? Do you two talk much? Even if you don't, and like you do know, you should probably tell Jura that I'm about to do a first impression of arpège for women. I feel like he has to know at least that I'm doing it. Just say Dev is now live about to try arpège for women on stream. Because I've seen him talk a lot about arpège, so I feel like it's only fair to notify him that today is the day. Okay. Okay. I think Paolo as well. You should send Paolo because he also really wanted me to try arpège. At least let's have Paolo on right away. You know? Um. Yeah, I think that's that. Either way, I'll just recap it when they show up. So, arpège. Interesting. Interesting first try. Arpège for women. It's doing something. Wow. Very heavily aldehydic. This, for sure, Chanel number 5 territory. In terms of what I've heard. The color here though, it's not as Twilight like as first. It's definitely brighter. I'd say this is closer to evoking something like a yellow or maybe like a light green. It's very sparkly. It's also very smooth. This is so pretty. Wow. I just sprayed arpège for women, my man. It is stunning. It is stunning. Yeah. We did smell first, and Bonzi, which I didn't like at all. We also had Halston, 112. But man, Arpège, it's, wow. This is Cinderella. This is just big, puffy ballroom dress all the way, super white, night on, like you're the bride at a wedding in Victorian times or something. No, actually, to me, it's very aldehydic, and it's very close to, like, what I feel Chanel number 5 would smell like, because there's a creamy fizziness here, which, you know, kind of makes me think heavy aldehydes. I did say the kind of color that this evokes in me is a light yellow or a light green, because there's a certain fizziness here, actually, but it's also, it also has the, it's adjacent to a hiss, a sizzle, maybe. That's how aldehydes come across to me. Yeah, it's definitely the best out of this bunch. You know, this, God, this feels very much like historical cosplay. Like the woman today who'd wear this knows a lot about corsets. And just so, wow. Yeah. It's so pristine, and it's not cold. I don't know. I don't know where to start with that, you know? If I wanted to, I'll just go to a Nuge for that, my man. I'm not going to scour eBay for 25 to 30 bucks. Unless I can find a modern one, I'm not willing to try eBay. I'm just not up for that. Yeah, this very much vibes with my personality as well. Incredible. That's all I have to say. Yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to call the stream off now, because I don't want it to drag on. I've done 4, and we've had a good time, whoever was here. Yeah. Well, you know, good for the original arpège. I don't care for notes that much, so I'll just have to keep it a mystery. But yeah, this is going to be it for the stream. You know, we're going to keep it short like Persolace, but I'm not going to have a second part here. So thank you for watching, and see you all at Mitch's stream, I guess. See ya.